Hello everybody and welcome back to another new video on the channel. Today we're talking about Demon Slayer, the newest episode of Demon Slayer. This episode's coming out a little bit later than normal. And again, more excuses of just me being really distracted over the past couple days, really past week or so. But now we're here talking about the newest episode for Demon Slayer. And to be honest, now that I'm really thinking about it, now that I've started recording, I don't really know what to kind of talk about with this episode in particular, besides a couple of character things that happen within the episode for some of the side characters that we've seen but don't really know too much about, because the whole center part of the episode is essentially Tanjiro's continuing to do what he was doing in the previous episode, which was just him doing his total concentration breathing technique training, and him trying to basically get used to doing that on a consistent basis. And it just continues on from what he was doing in last week into this week, and that he just essentially just keeps doing what he was doing beforehand. But eventually, Zenitsu and Inosuke, they had stopped quitting. They had quit training along with Tanjiro, and in this episode start to try to catch up a little bit, because they realize that they're behind and they start getting motivated into training again. And that's just pretty much what happens. They start training again, they start doing what the type of training that Tanjiro was doing, and they're just trying to catch up. And meanwhile, Tanjiro's constantly improving, the whole total concentration breathing stuff, he's getting way better at it. And now Kanao, the girl that they're doing like the whole like training like tag thing that he couldn't be able to catch her before. He's at the end of the episode, he's pretty much now able to catch her. But something that they did with the episode is they actually showed off her backstory and what basically caused her to make her act like the way that she does, because she's very quiet. She doesn't even make a noise, really. She's a mute. She doesn't say anything. She doesn't, make a noise. She's just completely dead silent, and she doesn't, really make that many facial expressions as well. And that's because her childhood was basically one of tragedy. I've said this before, but Demon Slayer is kind of a story about tragedy. A lot of the characters that we see in the show experience really deep tragedy. Like Tanjiro, his family was killed and his sister was turned into a demon. Inosuke was abandoned in the mountains by himself. Zenitsu, I think he was abandoned by his parents, I think. I don't really remember, actually. But Kanao, she was abused by her family, and then later on she just stopped feeling any types of emotion after some time. Time passed and something just snapped in her head, and she stopped feeling any types of emotion. If she was being beat, she wouldn't react in any sort of way. If she was being treated like crap, she wouldn't, react in any sort of way. She was just a mute, and she wouldn't react to anything. Just nothing, just complete silence, and she wouldn't do anything. And then one day she finally ran into Shinobu and her sister. One day, and after she was sold off to her parents, or from her parents to some other dude, Shinobu and her sister ended up finding her, and they asked the guy, like, why is she tied up? Is she a criminal? And the guy just kind of dismisses them and acts like it's really nothing. And then Shinobu and his sister then end up taking her, and they started raising her and taking care of her. And something that we actually see within the episode as well, and that is that she has a coin, and she uses that coin. She flips a coin to make a decision, and the reason why she does that is because she was told whenever she's alone and by herself and she can't make a decision, because she can't make a decision on her own, she has to be then told to do this or don't do this, because that's how she was raised in the environment that she was in. So whenever she wants to make a decision, she makes a flip of a coin to make a decision on her own. And it's very sad. It's very tragic that she feels like that she can't make any decision on her own. She has to have someone else make her decisions, and it's very tragic. And that it just kind of makes me wonder how many other people in the real world are very similar to that they have to have other people make decisions for them. They can't make their own decisions because they just forcefully aren't allowed to. But the episode continues on. We see Tanjiro doing more training. Inosuke and I think Tanjiro got their new swords. There's a little bit of a comedic moment within the episode where Inosuke gets his swords and he ends up chipping the swords with a blunt rock that he found, and he's trying to make them look like his old swords. And I don't know, I thought that was funny because the guy who made his swords, those were the first, that was the first time he made swords for a dual wielder, and he was very calm. The guy who made Tanjiro's swords is like kind of exaggerative and kind of loud and abrasive, but the guy who made Inosuke's swords is very calm, quiet, and timid. And then once Inosuke like chips his own swords, the guy who made him starts going off and is like saying he's gonna murder him. And I don't know. I thought that was funny, but the episode ends with a really soft and quiet moment with Tanjiro and his sister, because his sister is still sleeping, as we know that she does a lot of sleeping, so that way she can further resist the urge of devouring humans, because demons are supposed to devour humans and she doesn't, and she replaces that by sleeping a lot. And of course, Tanjiro is very scared about that. He's very nervous about that, because well, she goes on for days, weeks, months, potentially years without ever opening her eyes and interacting, at night, when that's the only time Tanjiro would ever be able to, interact with her at all. And it's very sad, and he's almost a little bit demotivated, but he's still motivated by the fact that he wants to turn his sister back into a human from a demon. And he even hears her voice saying that he can do it, big brother, and she says that, and it's a soft and quiet moment, and it's very heartfelt, because I said this before to I think one of my friends, that one of the best things about the show is really the love and admiration and the relationship that Tanjiro has with his sister Nezuko, and I really love that. I really love and enjoy seeing that just so much. Even if it's like super small and it's like very brief, I just love seeing it because I love seeing their interactions together. Even if Nezuko can't really speak, whenever she's awake, she is still interacting with him in some way, and it's very sweet. It's very kind. It's it makes me want to have a better relationship with my own siblings, because I don't really have a relationship with my siblings at all, and I want to improve upon that whenever I do see that. It's very enjoyable, and it makes me want to be a better brother in my real life. And the episode just kind of ends with a shot of a demon that Tanjiro is probably going to be fighting in the next episode. So fight scenes are probably going to be really entertaining. So, yeah, that's pretty much the episode, and that's how it ends, and that's just where we're going to have to continue on with the next episode on Saturday. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video. If you did enjoy, for whatever reason, be sure to leave a like, and if you are new, subscribe for more videos just like this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a fantastic day. I'm out. Peace.